Top 10 interesting facts about Japan. Number 10, many streets in Japan don't have names. Yes, you read that right. Many streets in Japan don't have names. So how do the Japanese locate certain areas if their streets are nameless? Well, they use a peculiar kind of addressing system that uses block numbers instead of street names. Blocks in Japan are given unique numbers, and these numbers serve as the address. The spaces between these blocks, the streets, are left unnamed. So typically, people in Japan say, I live in block 2 or I work in block 13 instead of saying I'm on Crocodile St or my house is at Banana Abe. Many people from Western countries might find this addressing system quite inefficient and confusing, but actually it's not. In fact, it's very easy to use and helps people locate certain areas very quickly. For instance, if the restaurant you're looking for in Tokyo City is located at block 20, then all you need to do is get a map and look for the area that has the number 20 on it, and voila, you just found your destination. Also, block numbers are easier to remember and spot on a map compared to street names. Number 9, eating raw horse meat is perfectly normal in Japan. Many of us would cringe at the thought of eating horse meat, especially if it's raw and cold. But in Japan, raw horse meat, also called basashi, is considered a delicacy and is served in many restaurants. Eating raw horse meat is not a recent fad popularized by a celebrity or an innovative chef, though it's been practiced by the Japanese for many decades now. Number 8, Japan has a very high suicide rate. Japan is a wealthy nation with a very interesting history and colorful culture. It's a visually stunning country that is home to the most innovative, highly disciplined, hard-working, successful people around. However, one dark aspect of Japanese society that many people from the West don't know is that it has a very high suicide rate. More than 30,000 Japanese men and women off themselves every year. With this rate, it is estimated that 24.4 out of 100,000 Japanese citizens are likely to kill themselves. Suicide has become a major issue in Japan. In fact, it has become one of the primary causes of death in women aged 15 to 34 and men aged 20 to 44. Why does a wealthy, highly advanced nation like Japan have a very high suicide rate? Apparently, Japan also faces unemployment problems. Failure to secure jobs is one of the primary causes of Japan's high suicide rate. Number 7, Japan has cat islands. That is correct. Whole islands that are inhabited by the furry felines. The island of Aoshima, which is located in the Ehime prefecture, is the most well-known cat island, although there are multiple cat islands off Japan's coastline and even on inland saltwater lakes. Tashirojima is the second best known island for cats, but now the concept is becoming a popular tourist attraction. More islands are becoming cat havens. Number 6, you can sleep at work. Many have heard that Japanese people have incredibly long days at work. Officially, they have 8-hour days as the most parts of the world, but in Japan they have the mentality to stay for extra hours to show that you're willing to work. This includes sleeping on the job. In Japan, if you are sleeping during the workday, it is a sign that you work extremely hard. Even though Japanese companies do the same amount of work as Americans or Europeans, workers postpone their tasks until evening to stay at work and show they're willing to work. Number 5, Japanese people eat dolphins. It is normal to eat dolphins in this country. It is considered as standard as fish or meat, nothing special or outlandish as Westerners would see it. Japanese people make soups or kyosayaki from this meat, or may even eat it raw as sashimi. Dolphins produce tasty meat with a distinct taste and is quite different from regular fish. Number 4, the number 4 is extremely unlucky. The number 4, shi, is widely avoided in Japan since it sounds too similar to the Japanese word for death. Keep an eye out in Japan and you'll notice buildings don't have a 4th floor, items are sold in sets of 3 or 5 and special care is taken to avoid encountering the number in daily life. Number 3, there's a rabbit island in Japan. Japan is made up of nearly 7,000 islands. The little island of Okinoshima in the inland sea is best known for its curious, big-eared population. The island was used to test chemical weapons during World War II, and it's said the test subjects roamed free after the war. Either way, the numbers flourished in a predator-free environment. Dogs and cats are banned from entering, and today Okinoshima is a popular spot for cuddle bunny tourists. Number 2. Everyone has their own seal. In Japan, people don't have signatures, they have their own seal. Known as hanko, the seal is typically your name translated into kanji characters, and are made from silk or plant-based paste. Adults will often have 3 hankos, one for signing off letters and personal matters, a bank seal and an identify seal. They're not necessary for tourists, but foreigners living in Japan can have one handmade in small, local shops. Number 1. Don't wear your shoes inside. Before entering a house, you will be asked to take off your shoes. You will be given a pair of slippers usually. It's considered rude to wear your shoes inside. This Japanese custom was mainly a thing because back in the days the Japanese used to eat off the floor and obviously didn't want dirty shoes ruining where they were about to eat.